like to announce a number of different things relative to the quiet zone discussion. And obviously, as you know, taxpayers over many years have made a significant investment in downtown to reduce the noise from the Union Pacific Railroad, and obviously a great deal of efforts and a sizable investment have been made over the years. Most recently, a total of $350,000 to reduce the wayside noise on Pine Street. So let me just tell you this. We've had good discussion this morning. We've had representatives from Union Pacific here, City of Grand Island, Railroad Authority, all engineers, and a number of different traffic safety engineers as well, and we've reached a number of different remedies that effective today the quiet zone will be resumed and that the routine wayside horns will be silenced effective today. There's a number of short-term measures that have been addressed to make that possible. A number of long-term measures are going to be addressed going forward to ensure that investment pays off for the long term as well.
Jointly, Union Pacific and the City of Grand Island came up with two measures. Short-term solution to allow the horns to stop sounding today on a routine basis. Now they'll still sound when they see a pedestrian, or as in the case today, they had some track workers wanting to warn them that they were crossing, but it won't be sounding every time they cross Pine Street. The short-term solution involves setting up some type 3 barricades like you see in our traffic control, the big barriers you don't like to see when you're driving your car. They will close the sidewalk on the east side and request, they'll close the sidewalk on the west side and request pedestrians to move to the east side, which will allow them to be much more visible to the trains, and we'll also have a gate coming down that will remind the pedestrians not to cross the sidewalk when the trains are coming. This should improve safety a lot. For the long-term solution, we're going to work on some signage and some fencing on the west side of the sidewalk. There'll be signs requesting pedestrians to move to the other side, and again, funneling them to the east side where they can cross much more safely in both directions. So a simple solution, not all that expensive, but it should improve safety.
We understand that this has been a source of frustration for the community. We really appreciate the city's willingness to collaborate with us to find a safer end product so that we can make sure that we aren't causing any sort of safety hazards to the residents of Grand Island. We think that we found a good solution. We, just like you and all of the residents of Grand Island, are happy that we can start implementing the quiet zone again, and once all the signs are in place and we have the pedestrians redirected, we should be able to reenact that quiet zone by the end of today. So we're looking forward to that. Probably not quite as much as your residents are, but we are looking forward to being able to do that. And we do appreciate the patience of the community to allow us to address those safety concerns. The
temporary controls are going into place as we speak. I don't know if they'll be there as soon as we walk out the door, but you may want to drive by there because they will be there today. The long-term ones we're hoping to get in place next week. It may take us a couple weeks because there's at least one special order sign. It may take us a little while to obtain. We're trying to get some temporary ones from the Department of Roads. The Federal Railroad Administration is helping us with that.
The cost of the improvements should be pretty minimal, but the railroad has agreed that in the spirit of cooperation we'll cover those costs. As far as trespassing, I want to clarify that the issue we're dealing with here with the quiet zones is pedestrians who are using crossings. We need to address the safety of pedestrians who are legally using crossings. The issue of trespassing is problematic, and it's something that we want to talk about, but we'll handle that as a separate issue with the city at a later date.